Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for coming to this presentation. It is great to see you all. Let me introduce myself. My name is Wahyudi Lestari. I'm from Department of Mechanical Engineering, University of Pembangunan Nasional Veteran Jawa Timur, Indonesia. In this opportunity, I will deliver my experiment result with the title is Study of Wear Performance of Cross-Linking USMWPE Acetabular Liner for Artificial Hip Joint Made from CNC Milling. Okay, the outline of this report is start from introduction and then material and methods, experimental result, discussion, and conclusions. Now we are going to the introduction. In this introduction, I will explain about the artificial hip joint. Artificial hip joint replacement is a surgical method to replace the damaged part with a metal, ceramic, or polymer model so that the hip can move normally. The most commonly used artificial pelvic pairs are stainless steel and USMWPE. USMWPE is extensively used as a bearing material in orthopedic devices because its properties like lubricity and then chemical stability, abrasion, and impact resistance. However, it is known that the wear particles of USMWPE polymer in the artificial hip joint have been a major factor causing the osteolysis and joint loss, thus limiting the lifetime of the implant and then ultimately requiring surgical revisions. One of technique to reduce the total wear volume of the USMWPE is by the cross-linking. The objective of this study was to investigate the effect of radiation dose of USMWPE acetabular liner wear rate under static loading conditions. Then we are going to the materials and method. In this experiment, we do with two kind of materials. First is USMWPE for acetabular liner specimen and then stainless steel for femoral head. And this is the picture of the acetabular liner specimen. We have 4 specimen of acetabular liner, and then the acetabular liner testing procedure with a tribometer machine was displayed in this flowchart. The procedure was start from the literature review and then continue with the preparation of the tribometer machines. Then going to the tribometer validation. From the validation, we can get the clarification about the tribometer machine is running well or not. If the tribometer machine running well, we can continue the experimental with the acetabular liner testing. But if the tribometer machine not running well, so the procedure will be back to the preparation of the tribometer machine. And this is the 4 parameters that used for each specimen of acetabular liner. After the acetabular liner testing, we can get the result for the analysis and discussion, and then we finish with the conclusions. This is the experimental result. In this experimental result, we get 2 data about the wear mass and dimensional accuracy. Now we discuss about the measurement of wear mass. The specimen was weighed to determine the change in the volume of the acetabular liner before and after testing. The following table 2 shows the initial and final weight of the acetabular liner after testing. The weight change in all USMWPE acetabular liner specimen proved that wear occurred during the test which is simulated for a 5-year gauge cycle. From this data, it can be seen that the specimen 3 has a greater difference in initial wear and final initial weight and final weight after testing than specimen 1, 2, and 4. And then the graphical comparison of the wear mass for each specimen was plotted in this figure. You can see in this figure that specimen 3 has the greater wear mass than other specimens. And then from wear mass we can also get the value of wear depth of each specimens. This is the table of the wear depth, and from this table we plotted into the graph. Based on the graph, it can be seen that the cross-link treatment has an effect on the change in mass or wear mass, where the results show that if the greater the cross-link dose is given, the wear resistance is greater and the mass change is smaller. And then we are going to the measurement of dimensional accuracy. Before and after testing the acetabular liner, we measure the dimensional accuracy with the CMM or coordinate measuring machine. The target radii of the acetabular liner was the outer with radii of 18.50 mm, and then the inner of acetabular liner was 14.10 mm of radii. According to ASTM F2033-12 in mm, the product must be within dimensional tolerance in the range of plus 0.3 mm and minus 0.0 mm. And this is the table of the value of dimensional accuracy before and after testing. From this value, we can conclude that the four acetabular liner specimens with cross-link treatment had almost the same difference in dimensional accuracy, which was around 0.08 mm during the 30,000 cycle test. Then we are going to the discussion. First, we'll discuss about the validation. Validation is needed to ensure whether the tool used is good enough before the actual test is carried out using a tribometer machines. The validation method used in this study is to calculate the value of the wear coefficient resulting from the test using the R-chart equations. The value is then compared with result from Dawson and Jobin by including the parameter in the formula generated from this study, and this is the formula of Dawson and Jobin. The validation results show that the two graphs have almost the same trend, thus it can be concluded that the tools used to carry out the test are good enough so that they can produce the same wear trend as the results. Then we are going to the wear behavior. The acetabular liner wear test with crosslink and load variation showed almost the same trend. Specimen given a crosslink dose of 50 with a load of 800 Newton resulted in a greater wear depth compared to specimen given a crosslink dose of 100 with a load of 800 Newton. Based on this result, it can be concluded that the greater the crosslink dose given to the specimen will increase the wear resistance of the specimen so that the test result in a smaller wear depth. Based on the crosslink conditions, the loss wear coefficient value is owned by the specimen with the crosslink dose of 100 with a load of 400 Newton, and the highest value is the specimen with the crosslink dose 50 with a load of 400 Newton. The amount of polyethylene wear in the body generally ranges from 50 until 100 mg per year. The value of polyethylene wear found in the simulator experiment is in the range of 20 until 35 mg per 1 million cycles. The lowest weight loss of acetabular liner component made from USMWPE after wear testing in this study was owned by a specimen with a crosslink dose of 100 and a load of 800 Newton of 0.4 mg per 30,000 cycles. Based on the result of the experiment conducted, it can be concluded that the variation in the load and crosslink dose have an effect on the level of wear depth and the wear coefficient of the acetabular liner specimen. And then the end of this report is about the conclusion. The conclusion of this experimental research is that the cross-linking treatment of the USMWPE acetabular liner milling product has the effect of increasing resistance to wear depth in the normal gauge cycles. Thank you very much for your great attention and listening. May all these we have should be beneficial for all of us. You can freely ask questions about this presentation. Thank you.